Welcome to Amplify, the Chesapeake Public Schools podcast.
Chesapeake Public Schools is located in the Hampton Roads region of southeastern Virginia. We proudly serve over 40,000 students in 45 schools and 3 centers. Join us as we share the stories behind our story by celebrating the people and programs that make us one of the premier school districts in Virginia.
All right, listeners, welcome back. This is Matt Graham, and I'm also here with our new co-host, Dr. Chris Vale. He is our Director of Communications. Welcome, Chris.
Matt, I'm excited to be here. 22 years with Chesapeake Public Schools. First time on a podcast. Can't get better than this.
That's right, man. We do want to give a shout out to Mr. Richie Babb, our previous co-host. He has retired. He's probably on a beach right now listening to this.
Oh, he's listening to this. He better be.
He better be. Yeah, he served our school district for 36 wonderful years, and we wish him nothing but the best. But Chris, now that you're our new co-host, can you share a little bit about yourself with our listeners?
Well, Matt, we always say Chesapeake Public Schools is family. And in my case, or my story, that it truly is. 22 years myself. It's the only school district I've worked in. Worked my way up from teacher, department head, to assistant principal, and now been a director of communications for 3.5 years. And then my wife, she's worked in the school system for 24 years, and both of our kids attend Chesapeake Public Schools.
Right. Same thing for me. My wife works here. I got kids here with the school system. It is that family atmosphere.
And on this episode, we bring the big guy, Dr. Cotton. We just had him on. That excitement for this upcoming school year.
Right. He's sharing all things about getting ready for the school year, the excitement, like you mentioned, what gets done behind the scenes that people might not know about as we do prepare for the school year.
Yeah, and those tips and tricks for the parents, teachers, students heading into a new school year to be successful.
Joining us today on this episode, we have our superintendent, Dr. Jared Cotton. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yes, we are too. We're happy you are here. And for our first-time listeners or those new to Chesapeake Public Schools, can you take a moment and share a little bit about yourself?
Yes, well, I grew up in Chesapeake. I think most people are aware of that by now. I did start at Crestwood Intermediate when I moved to this area. We just relocated from California at the time. Don't hold it against me. But decided to become Virginians at that time. I was probably 10 or 11. Started 5th grade at Crestwood Intermediate. At that time, it was an elementary school. It went up through 6th grade. And then I went to Crestwood Junior, which now is Crestwood Middle School. And then I ended up at Great Bridge High School. So I had the chance to graduate from Great Bridge High as well as my brother and sister. So for the rest of the time, we were here. And then, of course, decided to stay here a little while, went to college at Old Dominion University, and then got my first teaching job at Crestwood Intermediate in the same classroom where I was once a student. So I did a nice big circle and came right back around.
Yeah. For many of us in education, the summer is a time to sort of take a reset and recharge. So how have you done that this summer? Did you take a moment to sort of reset or recharge for the school year?
I did some of that, but we've had a busy summer, as we'll talk about. Summer is a busy time in school. Yeah. It's so funny. I run into people all the time, and I tell them in education, they say, well, don't you get the summers off? And I say, no, the summers are busy, just a different kind of busy. But I always talk to our teachers and educators, take time in the summer, especially our leaders and our teachers. Take time to engage with your family in the summer. Turn off, disconnect, relax. Didn't get to do a whole lot this summer, but I did get a chance to go to the mountains in Asheville, North Carolina, and got to spend some time with family. Got to see our son who came in from Florida and spent some time with us. We've gone on short trips throughout the summer just to get away and relax. And then, of course, we've been busy moving, which we'll talk about a little bit here, moving our administrative space. So that's been a little busy as well. But it has been a nice opportunity to do different kind of work. Right. The work is planning and preparing. We're preparing for our big Super Bowl, which is our big event, the opening of school, which is fast approaching.
Dr. Cotton, you mentioned, the summer. A lot of people think as administrators, we don't do anything during the summer. The kids are off, we're off, but maybe go into a little bit of detail, some of the things that you did that is preparing us for this up and coming school year.
Well, there's a lot of things that I've done, but there's a lot of things that staff have done throughout the school division. As soon as the students leave for the last day of school, everyone's excited about summer. We're excited to get into the building to start doing some work. We've done lots of HVAC projects throughout our school division. We've done some paving projects. We've rebuilt some playgrounds in several of our schools. We've moved our administrative offices from 6 different sites into one over the course of the summer. But also we've been revamping our curriculum, pulling resources, gathering resources for our teachers to have access to. We provide professional development all summer. As a matter of fact, I want to say the week after school got out, I was speaking to a group of teachers at the Learn Grow event that we had at one of our schools right after school got out. And the room was filled with teachers who are already learning and preparing for the next year. So we do a lot of professional development throughout the summer. And then, of course, we had an administrator conference recently, our Empower Conference, where we as leaders are preparing to lead for the new year. And what was so exciting about that is we had some amazing graduates from Chesapeake Public Schools. We had Jay Farrow, who graduated from Indian River High School, who came and spoke to us, and he was incredible. He worked with a group of students to help them express their talents during the conference. We heard from Adrienne Warren, who's a Tony Award winner, amazing performer who played Tina Turner. She graduated from Western Branch High School in the Governor's School, and she spoke to us, and I think we could have listened to her all day with her comments and all that she shared. We had this amazing opportunity to see Grant Holloway win gold at the end of our conference. And so a lot of that conference was celebrating the amazing things that our students are doing. And as I shared, and I will continue to share at an upcoming school board meeting, their success is our success. So we are excited, inspired, and ready to start a new school year.
So would you say that Empower Conference kind of kicks off the school year for administrators and the teacher leaders that get invited back?
Sure. And I say that all the time. I mean, good point that you just made. We brought the teacher leaders because the teachers need to be a part of that. It's not just the administrators. Right. And that really brings a nice vibe to that conference because the teachers are very excited. But we really feel like that Empower Conference helps us kick off the new year. And I say all the time, that's one of the things I love about being an educator. Each year you get a do-over. Right. Each year you get to renew, try something new, make things better. You get a fresh start at the beginning of every year. And I think for a lot of us, when we were in school, we had that experience when we were growing up that each new school year meant new hope, new opportunities, new friends, new challenges, new adventures. And we like to remind all of our educators as we start a new year that it means the same for us as well.
Right. And you all just had Michael Bonner come to the new teacher orientation for those new to Chesapeake.
We did. I keep trying to hire him, but I can't quite get him to relocate from Atlanta, Georgia. But Michael Bonner is one of the incredible teachers at the famed Ron Clark Academy that many of the listeners have probably heard of. And I want to say it's probably the 3rd year he's been here to speak to our new teachers, but he's so inspiring. And he talks about belief systems and relationships and the important role that we play as educators in molding and nurturing the next generation. And such a powerful message. And I think that was very well received yesterday.
You've talked about all the prep that we've done this summer and the excitement for the upcoming school year. September 3rd is the first day of school. So what are you excited about as superintendent for this upcoming school year?
How much time do we have?
Well, I mean, technically as much as you want, right?
Yeah, we appreciate that. But there's so much to be excited about. Gosh, we have been busy preparing for the upcoming year. I mean, we've got such great initiatives in place. We've ramped up safety. As you know, we've been talking about safety for the last several years. We've got such a great partnership with our city officials and community partners with a joint safety task force that meets on a monthly basis. And we're adding additional sheriff deputies to serve our elementary schools. We did that last year. I think when I was in your program last year, we talked about it. I think we started with 8 last year. Right. We're adding 6 more, which means we're going to have even more sheriff deputies working to support safety in our elementary schools. And that's been such a great partnership with the sheriff's office. Of course, last year I talked about the student ID badges that we implemented at the elementary school. We're going to continue to move forward with that, and we're going to start expanding to the secondary schools as we move forward. From an instructional standpoint, we're going to continue to focus on student-centered learning for our students. We want to make sure our students are using technology to enhance their instructional experience. We're also working on project-based learning, which we've been doing for the last few years. We're also making sure that we're addressing student mental health and supporting our students as we continue to watch them grow and develop. So we have several initiatives involved in that aspect as well. So there's just so much to be excited about with our strategic plan, Empower to 2025. It's hard to believe we're almost at 2025, so we're going to have to revamp our strategic plan, but we have so many good things going on, and we had such great results from the last testing. One of the things I always say is SOL testing is just one piece of information. It's not all the information. Right. There's no way that one test can capture all the incredible learning and development that happens in our schools each and every day. But the good news is we have made significant gains in reading and mathematics in particular across the school division. So that's very encouraging, and it's because of the hard work of our teachers, our staff, and our students. But also I want to say our parents, because we would not be successful if we did not have the support of our parents who are guiding our students each and every day.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So you're a parent of 2 children. Looking back, when you had to drop your kids off at the bus stop for the first time, what was that experience like for you? Do you have any memories about that?
Oh, vivid memories. I do. Yeah, my kids are in their 20s and early 30s. So my kids are a little bit older than both of your kids, because I know you both have children still in school in K-12. But every time you drop them off, you have those emotions, especially in kindergarten. And it's funny because you want to go to kindergarten with them, right? Because you don't want to let them out of your sight. So you're entrusting the kids to go with the school teachers and administrators for their first day. But you have such hope for that first day of school. I mean, you spend so much time preparing them, getting all their supplies, making sure that you have to have everything on the supply list, everything ready to go so that they can walk in fully prepared. And then you can't wait to talk to them about how their first day went. And for every child, it's important for all of our students to have a great first day experience. And it's so funny because for me, I had trouble sleeping the night before the first day of school, and my kids did as well. So I would always say the first day of school is important, but so is the second day of school, because the second day of school is the day that you have to try and get them up because they're tired from the first day.
That's right.
Yeah, but our hope for everyone's child in Chesapeake, just like it was for mine, I want them to have a great first day, great experience. I want all of our educators to remember how it is for their personal children, because we want to create that experience for everybody's child. And we want every child to feel safe, secure, supported, and excited about the first day. So I could ask you the same question. You have some little ones.
I know. Well, I mean, you're like, so I remember my daughter, she's going into 2nd grade, but my son, he's getting ready to go to kindergarten. And so I'm a little bit nervous as to what that's going to be like for him. I don't know if he's going to have tears, or we are, my wife and I, we're going to have tears of happiness or joy, but it's exciting. Like you said, been getting all the school supplies. But what sort of advice would you give our parents or our teachers or even our students for that first day?
Well, really the first day of school is about setting structures and building relationships. I mean, relationships are so important, and we talk to our teachers all the time about the importance of relationships, and that really happens immediately. So one of the things Michael Bonner just said actually yesterday, I want to say, I know Dr. Beal, you were there for that. He talked about how he spends so much of the first couple of weeks just working on relationships. And then of course, talking about routines and systems. But it's so important that you establish that relationship, because if you don't, then there's going to be issues or challenges later. So really work on building those relationships initially. Also, we like to tell our parents that it's always tough that first day to let them go because you want to linger, right? You want to go with them, but send them on their way and let them have that great experience, and then hopefully hear good things about it later on in the day. But what I tell our parents all the time is partner with us. Let's work together. This works so much better when we are partners in educating our children. I would say parents are the first and most important teachers. And they've done such a great job already before they even come to us. I know they're teaching their children every day before they ever arrive at school. And let's work together as a team to ensure that their child is successful. It only works if we are working together as a team for the child, because the most important thing for us to do is make sure that their child is successful. And so I would say that to parents, students, I would say, just rip the Band-Aid off.
Just go for it.
Just go for it and welcome new experiences. Take different risks as you go along and different challenges. Challenge yourself. That's the only way you grow. And we got this. We're here to support you.
Because it does get easier. Matt, you have the young kids in that elementary.
Yes.
I have 2 kids, secondary, 1 in middle, 1 in high, and you're ready for them to go to school. Like you're ready to get back in that routine and set up that system. And I think at that age, they're also ready for the routine to be back in place. Where they know what they have to do to be successful.
I find interesting, though, is the older they get, I know the older my children got through the years, they weren't as visibly excited about going to school. When they're kindergarten, they can't hide it. You can tell.
You can
they're
tell.
excited, they're nervous, they've got all kinds of emotions. But when they're in high school, they're a little more laid back about it. You know, they have all those same emotions. They're just kind of keep it in check. But one of the things I've learned is even the high schooler, don't be fooled by that persona that they have going into school. They're looking to have the same experience, and we need to make sure we provide that all the way through. And I tell parents all the time, when your child gets to middle school, high school, it's not time to check out. You need to stay engaged. And sometimes I argue they need you even more when they get to middle and high school, because as they get older, all kinds of challenges present themselves and they really need your support and your engagement. And I would say that as my personal children got older, I was even more engaged as they got to middle school and high school.
And I think one of the important things you noted was taking risk as a student.
Yeah.
And what we mean by that are, the different classes that Chesapeake Public Schools has to offer. I know there's some excitement around this building for a new class, Dr. Cotton, advanced culinary.
Yeah, well, we are constantly adding our career and technical education courses because we want to have those great opportunities for our students. We're adding criminal justice this upcoming year to the Career Center, which is exciting, partnering with our local law enforcement to help us build and develop that program. But here in this new school administration building, we have a full cafeteria. The previous owners who were here, we didn't build the cafeteria, it was already here. And I said, well, what a great way to have students involved in advanced culinary experiences where they run the cafeteria, where they make the food, they provide the service, they essentially create a business and a fully funded program. And we've got a handful of students who are excited to start this opportunity. I'm excited. I think you two are as well. That we're actually,
I can't wait.
I'm a foodie. I'm not going to turn it down.
Yeah, we're very excited. I just told the instructors down there, I said that we can just get the coffee going first. Let's start there. I'll be happy. But we're all going to be in trouble because one of the instructors is a former baker. She had her own bakery shop, and recently she was a teacher at one of our high schools. So definitely we've got some outstanding culinary instructors, and we've got a group of students who are going to be our inaugural group of advanced culinary students, and they are going to be running and operating the cafeteria here in this building. So we're very excited.
And it's exciting to get some young faces around here.
Yeah.
You see the same people. Anytime you can bring, I think, students into the building, as a lot of us being former classroom teachers, educators, you like that excitement that they have coming to school and something that they're going to be passionate about in the culinary arts.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. We actually, all summer, we have had student interns working this summer. We have paid internships for our students. So our building this summer has been filled with high school students who are getting paid to learn about different career opportunities that we have here in Chesapeake Public Schools. And what I'm so excited about is we're promoting what we want employers to do in our community. We want our employers in our community to take on interns and provide those opportunities. And we weren't doing it. So for the past few years, we've been doing that here, and it's been so nice to see our students here. And of course, they get paid, which I find fascinating because I don't know about you two, but when I did an internship, it was free. I didn't get paid at all. It was volunteer work. But now we do the paid internship, which is highly coveted opportunities for our students.
And when most people think internship with a school system, they think that is in the classroom, right? Instructionally based. This program dealt with outside the classroom. There's so much more involved with the school system. I know we enjoyed having the three,
Yep.
Matt, that we had in the communications department.
Right. I mean, they were creating posts. I mean, we were approving and looking over and help guiding them. They were involved in the general conference, helping us out, and they're definitely getting that real world experience.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, the city manager and I, we do a job shadowing day that we introduce. I think we do that in the spring for the past couple of years. It's got a great name. It's called Take a Peek at job opportunities in our community. But both the city manager, Mr. Price, and I get up there and talk to the students, and we say, you can come work for the city or come work for the schools. You don't have to be a teacher. We'd love for you to come be a teacher because we're always looking for great teachers, but we're a business, we're an organization. We have IT opportunities, we have communications opportunities, we have budget and finance jobs, we have HR positions. We've got all kinds of opportunities for students. So you can come work for the school division and do any number of things within our school division. But a lot of people discount Chesapeake Public Schools because they say, I don't want to be a teacher, I don't want to be a bus driver, I don't want to be fill in the blank. But we have so many great opportunities to be a part of something. And the good thing is you get to be a part of something great. You get to be a part of a school division that is supporting this great community.
And talking about teachers too, you've seen our guaranteed contracts where we're growing our own take off. How many contracts did we give out this year?
This past year, I believe it was 42 guaranteed contracts.
Wow.
So in 4 years, they're part of the Teachers for Tomorrow program. They'll be coming back in 4 years and teaching for us. And it was so good yesterday. You talk about what I'm excited about. I greeted over 300 new teachers coming to Chesapeake Public Schools yesterday. And 7 of them are former students from the Teachers for Tomorrow program who had the guaranteed contract. They're coming back to teach for us. So we're very excited.
That's great. Well, Dr. Cotton, I wanted to say thank you so much for joining us for this episode and kicking off another school year here with Chesapeake Public Schools. We're happy to have you and share all the things that we're getting ready for.
Excited to be here, and I'm excited to be your first guest. I'm looking forward to all the great community members and school staff you'll be interviewing for this upcoming year.
Getting the message out to the people who need it. Hopefully the parents, in those drop-off lines, gives them something to listen to as they're dropping off their child, preparing them, students too, as we can get that information and the excitement that we have week in, week out for the things taking place in our school system.
Yeah, it's a great place to work. I'm biased, but I can tell you, I know you two would agree. Chesapeake Public Schools is a great place to work. And we're so happy to be here serving our community here in Chesapeake.
Chesapeake Public Schools families, don't forget to visit cpschools.com for our back to school guide, where we have compiled essential back to school resources, such as the student verification process, bus routes, our calendar, how to download our app, and much more. And that's all the time we have for this episode of Amplify, the Chesapeake Public Schools podcast. You can share your thoughts by visiting cpschools.com/amplified. And don't forget to subscribe or follow us wherever you get your podcasts. We hope you have a great start to the school year.